What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is your boy Yarn Craig, where I cover everything from NBA, WNBA, basketball, basketball in between, guys. So if that sounds like content you're interested in, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And this is my second video that I've done, pretty much back to back. So, kudos to me for actually following a path of consistency. So cross my fingers, that I'll go ahead and keep that up. But enough of that. I'm gonna go ahead and get right to it. This video, I'm talking about one particular team that I feel like has kind of set themselves apart just a bit. And there's three teams that are currently 3-1 in the WNBA right now: the Washington Mystics, Atlanta Dream, and the Las Vegas Aces. But one team in particular to me has kind of set themselves apart just a bit, and that team is the Las Vegas Aces. Reason why. So they made a few moves, coming into this season. Bill Laimbeer is no longer the head coach. Becky Hammon has come over from the NBA and returned to the WNBA now as a coach. She used to be a player back in the day. Very nice player, I might add. And also, they have lost Liz Cambage, one of the premier centers in the WNBA. And we're going to talk about why, even though that loss does count for something, it may not necessarily be a bad thing. So, right before I just get down into the nitty gritty of it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to kill y'all with stats, but I just want to talk about where they're prevailing at right now. Like right now, the Las Vegas Aces are literally, they're first in the WNBA in points per game, blocks per game, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, and field goal percentage. On top of that, they're top 5 in rebounds, assists, and three-pointers made. So it's just like when you look at all of those stats, you're looking at a team that pretty much, particularly offensively, does everything extremely well. But then on top of that, even though there's no Liz Cambage, they're still number one in the WNBA in blocks right now. You ask, how is that? Well, it's just a complete team effort, and this isn't to take any digs at Liz, because I truly think she's still an all-star caliber player. But I honestly think for this team to really reach its full potential, they need Asia Wilson performing at her best in open space. She really operates best at the 5 position. That she can play the 4, but in that mid-range to post area, she's lethal. She has the post moves to get down in the paint and score, and she's a great finisher. And on top of it, she has a mid-range game where she can knock down that mid-range, and she can also put the ball on the floor, and she's able to blow by a lot of defenders in that low post area, and also able to spin around them with her, agility and, great balance. She's just a very polished post player. Pretty much, she's the prototypical 5 of what you will want probably in the WNBA right now. So I think her alone having more space to operate gives this team a higher ceiling than what they had before, even though they're going to, of course, miss Liz's size. But even still, with Liz not there, they're still number one in the WNBA in blocks. Also, with the floor just being more opened up, 3-pointers. It's like I was looking at some stat where they were not a great 3-point shooting team in the past, but right now they're literally leading the league in 3-point percentage right now, and they're top 5 in 3-pointers made. This team, they got a lot. They're top heavy in talent for sure. They're definitely top heavy, but all of their players contribute at such a high level that it may even compensate a little bit for, like, some depth that may not be there, because now we got Kelsey Plum in the starting lineup. We got Hambry in the starting lineup now. And those are not necessarily bad things, because I think both of those players are starting caliber players anyway. And it's like, we look at those top 4 players. With Asia Wilson is averaging 15 a game. Kelsey Plum is averaging 17 a game. I think Jackie Young is averaging 17 a game. She's nice. She's coming along. And then on top of it, you got Hambry, who's giving you 14 or 15 a game, along with I think it's about 8 or 9 rebounds a game. So they just have a really they're really top heavy and strong, very top heavy and strong, and I think they're going to be a tough out for anybody. Um, when I look at their team, I think that again, it's really going to boil down to it's really going to boil down to I feel like Asia Wilson and come playoff time. I think their perimeter game is set. I think that also, Chelsea Gray, obviously, she's like as good as it gets, on that wing position as far as like passing the ball, and solid handle, just a all-time solid player. I think any WNBA team will want somebody like that in their backcourt that just sees the game and they're able to make good decisions. I just think that they're top heavy and loaded, and I think that makes them an extreme favorite later on in the season. I think as long as, barring injuries, I think the Las Vegas Aces, you know, are, are the way too early, way too early. Um, they should be at the top of everybody's power rankings. They should be the title favorites right now. And I mean, again, way too early to really say that. But from what I see right now, they set themselves apart from um, the Dream and the Mystics right now, in that top category of teams in these first 4 or 5 games. So that's my video, guys. I'm not going to drag it. Go ahead and comment below. Do you think the Las Vegas Aces are going to hold out and be the #1 team in the league? Or do you think that this is kind of like, an early season? They've got a good early season goal. There's still players that are coming back from overseas. Again, that could change the trajectory of how everything looks in the standings. So, guys, that's my video. Go ahead and comment what the Aces going to do. What are the Aces going to do? Peace.